Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's Christine with Gauge Girl Training. In today's video, we are going to talk about the top 5 reasons you are not losing weight. So let's get started. All right, YouTube family. So again, I just want to thank you guys for 250,000 followers on the channel. If you have been a longtime subscriber or you are new, please also follow me on Instagram at Gauge Girl Training. So let's get into it. You're working hard, you're not losing weight. What the heck is happening? You should be losing it. There's no reason why you should not be able to reach your goals. So the number one reason you may not be losing weight is inaccurate macro tracking. So what do I mean? If you understand what your macros are, you are probably using a macro tracking app like MyFitnessPal or LifeSum. Just because you are kind of going through the motions of tracking your macros does not necessarily mean you are doing it correctly. You could be underestimating portions, you could be overestimating portions. And the best way to really make sure you're losing weight, I know some of you guys may not like doing this, is to meal prep. At least give yourself a total of 21 days of actually weighing out the food, weighing out the portions step by step by step, so that way there is zero deviation. You are not consuming a single thing outside of those macros, because realistically what's probably happening is you are probably overdoing it on the fats, you're probably underdoing it on the proteins, and you're probably overshooting your carbs. So if you are not accurate with your macros, you're not going to be in an appropriate caloric deficit, and as a result you will not be losing weight. Number one. Item number 2 is hormone imbalances. One of the biggest problems I see when it comes to hormone imbalances, specifically in women who suffer either from estrogen dominance, low progesterone, women who are going through menopause, perimenopause, is the fact that they are trying to lose weight due to hormonal weight gain. Understood. However, by going in such an extreme caloric deficit, what's going to end up happening is you're going to rob your body from the nutrients it needs to stabilize your hormones first. And if you are not stable with your hormones, you are not going to be able to properly lose weight. So if you're at a place where you have hormone imbalances, your number one priority needs to be to stabilize your hormones, to get your energy levels stable, to get rid of fatigue, to get rid of all of those negative side effects of hormone imbalances first. And that can be solved through appropriate nutrition as well as medication. And I actually recommend a combination of those two approaches together. So the third reason you may not be losing weight is because you've been dieting for too long. If you have been yo-yo dieting and or just back and forth, just eating low calories for far too long. How long is too long? I would probably say if you've been doing this for 3 to 6 months and nothing is changing, nothing is moving, you may be struggling with something called leptin resistance. That's going to happen when your leptin hormone levels drop too low as a result of being too low in carbohydrates for too long. There is a very easy way to solve that. That's by either doing a refeed day or by elevating your glucose levels. So if you are doing this too far for too long, it is very likely that your leptin levels are low, and it can be easily solved by increasing your carb intake. So the fourth reason you may not be losing weight is due to a thyroid issue. A common problem is called hypothyroidism, where your body is not releasing enough of the thyroid hormone. The thyroid hormone is a gland here that sits at the neck. The thyroid hormone helps to regulate your metabolism. If you don't have enough of that, your metabolism is going to be very low, which is going to make it harder and harder for you to burn body fat. So as a result, there is a twofold way to address a thyroid issue. I don't recommend keto. I do recommend you get on some medication provided to you by your doctor and making sure you are getting the appropriate nutrient balance. If you need help with this, private message me or DM me and I'd be happy to recommend an appropriate program for you. Reason number 5 that you may not be losing weight is due to stress. Now, stress is a very real problem, and I believe that there's a big difference between acute stress, which is something that happens due to a situation that causes you to be stressed out, and there's also something called chronic stress. If you are dealing with chronic stress where your cortisol levels are constantly elevated and your whole body, your mind, your psyche, everything is just in this state of stress, you will not be able to lose weight. You are most likely making poor choices anyway as a result of your stress. So you need to get that stress under control as your first priority. And until you do so, you aren't going to be able to be effective with your fat loss goals. So One way to naturally lower your cortisol levels is by including apple cider vinegar in the AM as well as the PM. I recommend 1 ounce in the AM and PM to help do that. And that would be fine for acute stress, but if you have a chronic stress issue, you may want to consider some serious lifestyle changes. So comment below which one of these 5 you struggle with. And if there's any other questions, let me know, you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.